Let's see, what day are we on? We're on Thursday. Thursday. Way to go. Is it Thursday? It's Thursday. Yay. Good to see you guys. Let me know if you're on the replay. Let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to hear. I'd love to know, how are you doing as we are like making our way through December? How are we doing? Very, very good to see you guys. I want to make sure that I don't forget to tell you that on Monday, December the 8th at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, it's our 31st free 5-day challenge. And so I don't want you to miss out on that, you guys. You're going to have to so it's in the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. You have to give your email to get in there. That's just so I can notify people. There's nothing weird or wonky about it. I literally just have no control over you guys finding out anything. But any hoodle. But we'll do that at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I will go live every day, Monday through Friday, and we will go through insulin resistance and food ingredient trade outs and a tour of my refrigerator and my pantry, and we'll do a recipe. I'll do a deep dive into targeted supplementation so that you can get your body to actually deliver for you. And I know that's what you want. You want your body to deliver. Good. Hello, Sue. Good to see you. Very good. You just started taking magnesium glycinate pills, but I seem to struggle with sleep. Yes. Well, that could be a couple of different things. It could be sometimes for me, I do magnesium and ashwagandha, but I will talk about magnesium today, and we will dive into that. So there are a lot of magnesium there's a lot of information out there. And I thought, you know what, let's do this in connection to very specifically insulin resistance, because we talk about insulin resistance every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central, right here. And then we do the free challenge once a month in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. So if you have questions, let me know. But we're going to dive into some magnesium conversation, because this to me is such a simple fix for a lot of people. And you may not have heard my story, where I was raised by a type 2 insulin dependent dad who was, he was taking insulin twice a day, insulin shots in his belly twice a day. And it really was like my entire life. He was diagnosed at right around 35. That's when I was born. And so my whole life was hypodermic needles and vials of insulin in the refrigerator. And he then died at 63. And so when he died, I was 30 years old. I had 3 babies, 6, 3, and 6 months old. And then I went on and I literally did nothing about my own insulin resistance. I had been gestational diabetic with my first baby and hypoglycemic with my second, but I literally did nothing. I just kind of continued life the way that I wanted to continue life. And I feel like that's super common, right? It's hard to think that you're going to change something when you're very indoctrinated into food and culture the way that I was. Anyway, and it wasn't until I was about 50 and I was a 2X in size. 2X in size that I decided I had to do something. So I was never a supplementer. I would not have known anything about magnesium a decade ago. I would have been like, what? I had no idea. To me, magnesium was Epsom salts, which, it's a good way to have a bath, right? But now, we kind of have gone on our journey and I've lost my 3 sizes. I understand viewing everything through the lens of insulin resistance. It's how I get results. It's how I teach food. It's how I teach targeted supplementation. Everything is through that lens, because then everything shifts. So every day we talk a lot about liver, gut, and insulin, and everything is connected to insulin resistance. So today I'm going to talk to you about magnesium. So let's dive into some of that information. And if you jump on, say hey, and I'll come back and see who's talking to me on Facebook over here. So that's what we're going to do. You know what? Sometimes we just feel like we're really exhausted, but we can't sleep. Sometimes our muscles feel really tight. That can definitely be for a lot of people. Maybe you're craving carbs at night, even though you know better. Maybe you're eating good, but your belly still feels like it's really glued onto you. Your mood is all over the place. You wake up stressed, you go to bed stressed. You kind of have this life of you're just running this cycle over and over and over again. And you might even think that it's like your willpower or your age, but magnesium for insulin resistance actually makes a huge difference. Hey, good to see you. Nice to meet you, Nana. Very, very nice. I like that. I think that means you're a Nana. I'm a Nona. So I think that's what that means. I'm going to take it that way. I love being a Nona. It's the best thing ever on the face of the planet. Hi, Terry. Good morning. She said she missed everyone yesterday. She had a vicious tummy bug. But you're better now. I'm so glad you're better, Terry. I'm sorry. Doggone it. That is just, I know we don't like, having issues when we're a little kid, but man, when you're an adult, it's like, yikes. No, we don't like that at all. Okay. I pray you get better really quickly, like completely healed, all of your energy back, everything. So magnesium is not just another vitamin. That's actually not what it is at all. It's needed. It's a mineral. It's needed for over 800 reactions in your body, 800 reactions. But here are the ones that might connect with you the most. Okay. So insulin receptors, magnesium is literally the key that lets insulin unlock cells. Low magnesium. If you have low magnesium, insulin can't do its job. You have more fat storage and you have more cravings. So remember, the conversation is that you can be insulin resistant for years and decades before you ever even know anything about it showing up in your blood. Okay. So insulin is a hormone. It's over here. Your pancreas is releasing insulin like this. And when you eat food, you don't even have to eat sugar for it to turn into sugar. Your body knows what to do with everything. Your body's like super amazing. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. So you'll eat food, whether it's a piece of steak or something like pasta with a lot of sugar, and it will give it a little bit of glucose, a little bit of a spike, right? Or a lot, depending upon what you're eating. And your pancreas will release insulin, and like a Pac-Man, it will gobble up the energy, the sugar, and it will take it into your cells for energy. But when your cell is resistant, insulin resistant, it's resistant to the insulin trying to get the energy into the cell. So it's shut the door. Okay. That's what's happening. So you want your insulin receptors, you want things to like start firing and working better. So magnesium is literally the key that lets insulin unlock your cells. It's a piece of the puzzle. So if you have low magnesium, insulin can't do its job. Fat storage and cravings start to like happen, right? Now, GLUT4 transport, it helps to pull glucose into the cell to be burned instead of stored as fat. Because when you are resistant, insulin over here, insulin that's being released by your pancreas, it's a fat storing hormone. So it is going to say, oh, I can't get it into the cell. Might as well burn it as fat. Because it's a fat storing hormone. It's going to do something with the energy that it cannot get into your cell. Okay. So magnesium will help pull glucose. And I'm going to talk about the different forms of magnesium. So don't worry yourself about that. That's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you which ones are best, which ones are going to actually help you, and et cetera. And maybe the most common mistake most people are making. But it pulls glucose into the cell to be burned instead of being stored. Like, hallelujah. I think that's what we want. I think that's what I want, right? Okay. Stress response, low magnesium. Listen up. If this is you, this is the month to talk about this. Low magnesium equals high cortisol, which turns into cortisol belly. We've talked about that before. If your belly is way up high and it's hard, it's probably cortisol. If it's way down low and it's kind of a pooch, it's an insulin belly and it's storing insulin. Then high insulin is constantly storing visceral fat. Visceral fat is inflammatory. It's hormonal. It's dangerous. You need to get rid of it. This is why I talk about what you can actually do to target that visceral fat all the time, because you got to get rid of it. You got to bring it down. Anyway, so that's your stress response. ATP, energy production. Without magnesium, your energy tanks. So if you're exhausted, it might be simple. it might be simple. Okay. You just got to take the right ones. Blood pressure, it relaxes blood vessels. So your heart isn't white knuckling 24/7. Okay. So again, magnesium, you could be low on magnesium and it helps your blood pressure. Your lipids helps lower triglycerides and HDL and raise HDL. Sorry. Lower your triglycerides and raise HDL. That's a really good thing, right? So magnesium deficiency creates the perfect storm for metabolic dysfunction, belly fat cravings, poor sleep, anxiety, and blood sugar swings. Literally everything you and I talk about all the time, right? Belly fat cravings, poor sleep, anxiety, and blood sugar swings. Good morning, Sharon. Happy Thursday, my Canadian friend. Good to see you. Good morning, Susan. She says, good morning to everyone. Let me see here. Who's chatting over here? Jan, good to see you. So good to see you the other night, Jan. Hello, everyone. Glad you're feeling better, Terry, Jan says. Magda, good morning, sweetie. Good to see you. All right. So magnesium is just a really big deal. So why women over 40 feel it more? Are we over 40? I think we're over 40. Most of us are over 40. If you're younger than 40, then you are on the right spot because you're now listening to what we wish we would have done. And that's really, really smart. So stress drains magnesium. I understand what it's like to go through lifestyle stress. I mean, we've had lifestyle stress a long time ago, back in 2008 when we lost everything. I've had lifestyle stress taking care of my mom with dementia, where it's a season. You know, it's not just a short little thing. It's a season of dealing with that. Or at that same time, my brother was in the hospital with that's a long story. But we were navigating both my brother in group homes and my mother in facilities at the same time. So that season was stressful. So some of you come to me and you say, I just got out of a really bad divorce, or I'm taking care of a parent with dementia, or whatever it may be for you. And I didn't really think that. I thought I was managing it pretty well for the most part. I really did. And I think that I was, but I feel like there were tweaks that I could have made inside of that season that would have been even better. Okay. So just to kind of let you know that. So if you have a stressful life, stressful season, whatever, it's draining your magnesium. If you have poor gut absorption from years of antibiotics, PPIs, processed foods, like insulin resistance all by itself creates leaky gut. You have to understand that there's a root of the tree that we can work with. Everything else is coming off of there. And now we need to heal and seal. We need to repair. We need to restore. We need to turn back. I always talk to you guys about you enter insulin resistance land and you're like, do. This is me. I'm not paying attention to my body at all. I'm eating whatever I want. I'm a 2X in size. I'm 50 years old. This may not have been you. And then I'm like, you kind of get into the land. You're like, oh, I don't like this at all. Because now they're talking to me about meds. I'm exhausted all the time. My belly fat is out of control. I've got so much going on. And I'm just, okay, I need to back out. I need to back out of this land. And that's what you're doing. You're learning how to reset your nervous system. You're learning how to get your insulin to come down, get your liver to function higher, heal and seal your gut. You're learning how to turn back and walk out so that your body can fire, it can function, and it can deliver you a different result. You want it to deliver a different result. Okay. So soil depletion in our food has less magnesium than it did 50 years ago. This is kind of a big deal. You don't have to eat perfect all the time, but you do have to just recognize that things have changed and you need to fill in those gaps is what you need to do. Insulin resistance wastes magnesium in the urine. So all by itself, you're wasting magnesium in your urine. Okay. So this is why this connection is so important. And now we can get into which ones and all that good stuff. So magnesium is not just a deficiency. It's literally a metabolic signal. Okay. telling your body whether to burn or store energy. And this by itself could help you so much in moving your body forward just a little bit, okay? So when magnesium is low, your body shifts into conservation mode, fat storing mode, craving mode, and stress response mode. Okay? Exactly what you're probably living that every day. Like, this is how life is. We have a little bit of a hustle culture. We have to find our balance, okay? So, why the form of magnesium matters? Well, it matters a lot because you might go to the store and get a magnesium that you think is really wise for you, and you might just end up with diarrhea all day. And so it really does matter what magnesium you're taking and what it's doing for you. And then there are others that are just not even very absorbable. So let's get into it. So not all magnesium works the same. Some run straight through you and some don't absorb well at all. And some forms actually target your metabolic health. So here we go. Hold on. I want to see if anybody's saying anything. Sue says R&R. You guys, I really I'm working on it. I feel like I took it to a level this last year, and I was recently thinking about how I need to recalibrate, right? Because we get back off of our tracks a little bit. And, in the summertime, it was easy for me to get up and go for a walk. It's so beautiful in Minnesota. I really enjoy that. It's just a really good habit to have. You can put on your headphones and listen to, praise and worship music, or, a good audiobook or something or whatever. And I get off of that track, when winter comes, and it's like, I need to start walking again. I need to start, because you have to like bring down your cortisol, and you need a little bit of R&R, and you have to unplug. And I haven't been really good at that. So I'm learning right along with you guys. Right. So Karen says she felt great on carnivore and lost a lot of weight. Yes, I know, Karen. Right. Well, that's just because that is like that's the most simple form of taking carbs out of your life so that you can actually stop calling on insulin every 2 seconds. So, good for you. Good for you. I've never been carnivore like that. Chris, good morning from sunny Florida. Oh, I just love Florida. See, this is where I go. I live in Minnesota, and I dream about Florida the entire time. Once we hit like snow, and it's not because it's not beautiful out. I can see the snow right now. Very nice, very pretty. It's very cold out today. I need a different perspective. So anyway, I just get jealous. I get jelly of you guys in Florida in a good way. I'll be in Orlando in March. So I'm excited about that. Good morning, Joan. You need to listen to your body better. Thank you for information, Joan. You're so sweet. Yes, and it's true. So here we go. So bisglycinate, BIS, bisglycinate, best absorbed, gentle on the gut, great for insulin, stress, and sleep. If you're taking notes, bisglycinate, best absorbed, gentle on the gut, great for insulin, stress, and sleep. Malate is a good one. Boosts cellular energy and helps with metabolic fatigue. Okay. Helps with metabolic fatigue, boosts your energy. Hydroxide supports stomach acid and mineral balance. Citrate, good for constipation. Citrate is good for constipation. And malate, I should probably go back and see here. The malate is also good for when it says boost cellular energy and helps with metabolic fatigue. Malate is really helpful for those like leg cramps. If you have leg cramps, if you have restless legs, etc., that's kind of, whatever. Citrate is good for constipation. Hold on. There's another one here. Oxide is good for constipation, heartburn. It doesn't have as good of absorption, but it's good for digestion. L-threonate is good for brain, memory, and cognitive. L-threonate. Taurate is good for heart, blood pressure, and heart palpitations. Chloride, those are like topical sprays or bath flakes like magnesium salt. That's chloride. Okay. Absorbs through the skin, good for muscle relaxation and stress. That's why Epsom salt baths are good, helpful, right? Those are what I'm sending out magnesium baths to some of y'all on my customer list from November. So I'm still packaging and mailing. Magnesium sulfate also can be in the detox baths. And that's kind of the rundown a little bit for magnesium. But the ones that I basically have, like in the blend that I take, I have a bisglycinate, which again is best absorbed, gentle on the gut, great for insulin, stress, and sleep. It has a malate in it, which boosts cellular energy and helps with metabolic fatigue. And it also has a hydroxide in it, which supports stomach acid and mineral balance. So those are the three that I have in mine. And then there's an extra little extract for heart, for your heart. It's an olive oil extract for heart. Okay, so that's what I have been taking. But it's important to know your different strains, your different form of magnesium, because otherwise you might be like trying to get help with one thing and it's not working. You also like to walk, but it's also frigid in Nebraska. Teresa, I know. Yes, I know. I was born and raised here. So here we go. Here we are, right? So when it comes to, taking a different kind of magnesium, I'd love to know how many of you are already taking a magnesium. When I personally was taking like a one form of magnesium, because I tested a lot of them. I found one blend that I did like before they launched the one in my line that I have. And I liked it. And it was a multiple blend. I did not have, this is just me, other than if I was to use a citrate for constipation or something, I've never found a singular blend that just I loved. So having more than one. And then when they launched the one that I have now, it's been a couple of years, I love it. It has the bisglycinate, it has the malate, and it has the hydroxide. Okay. Really, really good magnesium. And then when we start talking about, hold on, there we go. When we start talking about just insulin resistance in general, I mean, you already know kind of like a little bit of what I teach. I've been seeing so many comments. I just kind of like, I like to see what other people are asking questions about and talking about in other areas on like Facebook and stuff, because, my heart really does go out. It's like, there's a lot of misinformation, but then there's just a lot of noise. And I know that it can get really frustrating when you're like, listen, I need to deal with my insulin resistance, but I'm also equally, tired of the extra weight or, the extra meds that I'm taking, etc. So first, I'm going to show you where to find the magnesium that I take. If you're interested, you may already be taking a really good magnesium, so it may not be for you at all. But my site is my first and last name.com. I need to put that on my, hold on. There we go. It's right there for you guys on Facebook and YouTube right there. So Kirsten Liebelt, KirstenLiebelt.com. Kirsten Liebelt without a space. Okay. And then that'll take you here with my face. And if you'll just scroll up, I'm going to show you. Let's see. Okay. If you see my face and you scroll up, go down to my picture, my before and after picture right there. Right above it is the magnesium and ashwagandha. Right above it is the magnesium and ashwagandha button. So you don't have to purchase the ashwagandha. You can take that out of the cart and just get the magnesium if that's what you're looking for. Now, that is something that you can take in the evening. Like you could even take it at any time between supper and bedtime. Supper and bedtime. I take mine at bedtime. Probably some people would even say that's too late. It works for me. So I just do what works for me. Because it will help to calm your nervous system and it will help your sleep all by itself because of the bisglycinate. Okay. So because of that specifically, that's why that helps. Okay. And then I couple mine with the ashwagandha. You may not need that or want that. I know that my cortisol runs a little high, self-diagnosis. And so I love the ashwagandha. It's an adaptogenic herb. It's really helped my body to adapt to stress. And it just gives me a sense of well-being. It's just what it does. Ashwagandha, if you didn't know, it helps with sleep, stress, and mood. So that's why the magnesium and the ashwagandha together are like this perfect little pair, because they're both helping with stress. That bisglycinate is helping to bring, helping your nervous system to simmer down. Let's see if I had any more information on the bisglycinate. I'd like to know. And then I'm going to show you the total body reset. So the bisglycinate, insulin sensitivity, sleep and calming the nervous system, stress, anxiety, and irritability, muscle relaxation, highly absorbable, gentle on the stomach. It helps your insulin receptors respond better. It reduces cortisol, less cortisol belly, helps stop middle of the night waking, no laxative effect. That's the bisglycinate. The malate, that's also in my blend, low energy, best for somebody who has low energy, chronic fatigue, they need mitochondrial support, muscle soreness, pain, tension, metabolic sluggishness. This is literally all in one thing. This is a lot. It matters because malic acid feeds the Krebs cycle. That's the AT, that's the energy production. It helps convert stored carbs into energy. It's perfect for women who are like tired all the time. And then the hydroxide, which is the third form in mine, stomach acid support, occasional constipation, supporting mineral balance. Many women with insulin resistance have low stomach acid, not too much. Low stomach acid equals poor protein absorption and poor metabolic function. This form will help restore the environment your gut needs to actually absorb nutrients. Boom, like so much goodness. So you take 2 every single night. And I can show you the size just so that you know. But then let's talk about the total body reset, because these are a little larger than, this is the glucose. Okay, this is the glucose. I know I have to be careful with TikTok. So this is the glucose. This is the magnesium. Can you see that? It's a taller and bigger. Okay, just to let you know. So 2 of those every night. I do them before bed. You could start at dinner time and really start to get your body to wind down. Okay. All right, let's jump into what we love to talk about the most. And I'm going to tell you why. So you take the oxide hydroxide for chronic constipation. It really helps. Yep. And that's in mine. Yep. Good. However, since I've been taking your reset, I am able to take less of your magnesium, Kim. My goal is to not need to take that magnesium for constipation, that particular one. Yep. Well, and that's because, so Kim, thank you for that. That's really great. It gets me very excited because the gut primer has been such a game changer for so many women. I mean, honestly, you know what? It's just not okay to be constipated all the time. It's just not. We have started to think that things are normal. Oh, I have acid reflux. I'm going to take, my mother lived on Tums. Do you understand? I mean, she would buy those chalky tablets. They probably still sell them, the Tums, you know what I mean, right? All the different colors, and they taste amazing, right? They're like candy. And she went through those. Like, I don't even think I have a memory of my mother not taking Tums. And that's not normal. But nobody told her that it was, her insulin resistance was out of control and she needed to deal with her sugars. And we never expected that because she was 100% Swedish. So Swedes don't get diabetes back then, so to speak, like maybe. That's the thought process. The thought process was, well, my dad's Italian. The Italians, they are obese. They get diabetes. No, it's not genetic when it comes to culture and the food that you're eating. So anyway, mentioned ATP for cellular energy. Is that the same as the malate in your magnesium? Great tip to take earlier at night. Thank you. You are so welcome, Sharon. So hold on. Yes, that is, I'm going to read that for you because I want you to have that. I don't think you have my magnesium though, Sharon, in Canada. Anybody who's Canadian, you need a Canadian link from me also, just for some of the things I'm going to chat about. I don't think you is the magnesium launched in Canada, Sharon? Let me know that. I don't think it is. But the malate is the energy. It helps convert stored carbs into energy. So that is correct. You are correct in what you said, in what in repeating what I said. Okay. So for the total body reset, now this is where, okay, I just really want to appeal to the women who are like, listen, December sucks, or I don't know what to do. I feel so out of control. And maybe you already feel like you're behind the 8 ball. Don't do that to yourself. Don't allow your brain to go there. If you need to grab with whatever I'm talking about, if you need to grab a carb blocker, grab a carb blocker, get that carb blocker in your pockets and just make your way through December. And, even like Kim is saying, Karen, I will send you the Canadian link. It's just that not everything is launched in Canada yet. Things are coming, but not yet. And carb blocker is just something I used for like 3 to 4 years as a tool. I had it in all my pockets, and it blocks. You take 3 of them like before you eat something, and it blocks up to 500 calories of sugar hitting your bloodstream when you eat. And I mean, I did it so much, you guys, that I had carb blocker in my winter coats, and I would find it in the spring when I would, or in the fall when I would pull my winter coats back out of, like storage or whatever. I had it in my jean pockets. I had it in my purse. I had it everywhere because I was learning how to navigate my social structure, right? Well, you can start learning how to navigate a few things before January comes and you feel that pressure to perform. Don't feel that pressure. Just give yourself permission for the journey. That's what you're wanting, is permission for the journey. Not available in Canada, correct? Okay, I kind of thought so. Sorry. I know. We need to get more stuff into Canada. That's my answer for everything. Canadians need the things that I talk about. They really do. But anyway, so when I talk about like getting your body to perform at a different level, you really can do that. And I do teach 2 things. I teach food ingredient trade outs, and we're going to do that in the challenge next Monday. Free challenge in the group, ditch insulin resistance for women. Okay. We'll do that Monday through Friday. It's our 31st one. We do it every month. This gives you a track. This gives you a path for your journey. If you're looking for the journey, okay? The targeted supplementation is the second half of what I talk about. And that's what I'll go over right now quickly. And then next week I do a deeper dive into it. But I started with supplementation because I didn't think I could trade out my foods as an Italian girl. And it was a really kind of a big mental game for me. And some of you you resonate with me because maybe you are, you're Hispanic. Maybe you are, I've had somebody say, oh, what was it? Oh man, I can't remember what nationality they were, but they were like, I so resonate with that because we have so many comfort foods, right? From like that have been passed down by our moms and our grandmas, etc. And so most of the time they're just made because they were poor food, right? Made with white flour. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I started with supplementation. I started right here with the trio. This is half of the total body reset. I got to flip my ring. They're sliding on me. Half of the total body reset. The total body reset has 6 pieces to the puzzle. Six pieces to the puzzle. Okay. Here's 3 right here. Bring down your insulin, your sugars, help your liver to function, and get your metabolism going. This is available in Canada. When I send you the Canadian link, you're going to be able to see the 3 of these on the front page. Okay. This is where I started, and I did it for a very long time. And it helped me to lose my 3 sizes, because what you may not know is that when your insulin is high, you can't burn fat. This will help you with your insulin. That's your hormone, insulin. Okay. High insulin, no fat burning for you. When your liver is sluggish, and I'm sorry, but if you've had your gallbladder removed or you've been somebody, I mean, we all have a sluggish liver. Like, who doesn't have we have the highest incident of fatty liver ever on the face of the planet. It's crazy. It's in our children. So get your liver to function, because if you don't get your liver to function, no fat burning for you. Those are 2 things that your body has to fix in order to burn fat. Okay. And then metabolism, that doesn't need any explanation. So that's the trio. That's the first 3. The 4th piece of the puzzle is the gut primer. Okay. This one is not available in Canada yet. This is a gastrointestinal primer. This is what Kim is referencing when she says she's finding relief from her constipation and she's wanting to use less and less of, specific magnesium to help with that. Okay. 6 different blends, not just a greens product that you put in a smoothie, although you could. It's the pre and the postbiotics. It's literally beginning to recalibrate your gut. Okay. So digestive enzymes, we create less digestive enzymes the older we get. Kind of, it's green tea-esque, ginger, turmeric. It's not chocolate or anything yummy like that. But I just put it in a little bit of cold water, froth it up, and drink it with my supplements in the morning. The greens are already fermented for your gut. The spices are alkaline for your environment. Do you understand? Like it changes the way your body produces a result. So people who are like, oh, I had a lot of indigestion and now I'm off of my omeprazole, or oh, I was buying constantly over-the-counter help for my constipation. I don't do that anymore. Oh, I had diarrhea all the time because I have short gut syndrome. That has corrected. Like, it's a big conversation. That's number 4. Number 5 is the probiotic. Talked to somebody about that this morning. I talked about it in my stories actually a little bit. Get a probiotic so you can repopulate the good bacteria in your gut. We have lost in the United States a huge, like we've lost 50% of the diversity of the bacteria in our gut over the last 50, 60 years. Like they do fecal studies from different countries, and the US, we have literally lost 50% of our gut bacteria compared to like Tanzania or other countries that they had on the study. I mean, it's really crazy to think, but this is why our guts need so much help. And it's just because we do a lot of different things as well. Like we do a lot of things that are anti-gut supporting with the foods that we eat and the things that we drink, etc. So 5 live strains, I've just put them on my tongue like this every single morning, and tastes like the bottom of a cereal bag. And that's number 5. And then number 6 is the orange pixie stick that I talk about. This is for visceral fat. This is created for your BMI. This is no joke. This is created for your BMI. It's created to target your visceral fat. Tastes like orange candy, just like a pixie stick when you were a kid. And I just put it on my tongue. Okay. You can use it as a pre-workout, which is what it was designed for. It doesn't have any jitters or caffeine, nothing like that. Or you could take it and then go walking, or you could take just to amplify the results. But you can take it at any time during the day. Okay, some of you are saving it for the afternoon because you want a little bit of something that tastes good. I'm just telling you. You guys tell me you guys are very creative. You're very resourceful, and I love all of it because that's me. That's me. I'm just making stuff up. I find it hilarious because you think in your head you're the only one that thinks a certain way. And then you realize that we are all so much more alike than we are different. It's kind of funny. When I was in high school, my girlfriend and I, we made concoctions in the kitchen all the time. And her parents had like not very fun ingredients. My family, we had some fun ingredients in our pantry. So she would come over across the street. Literally, we lived across the street since we were 4 years old. She's my best friend. She lives in Texas. I get to visit her usually. It's been recently about once a year I go down there and see her. And so she has just been wonderful in that way. And we would make these concoctions. And one of the things that we love to do, Kim said not calcium, magnesium. Yes, I think I knew that. Oh, can you post the types of calcium and their uses for us to refer to magnesium? I can do that, Kim. You know what? I'll put something together for you. I will do that. Organic farming is so essential. Sharon, it's really essential. It's really essential. I'll talk about that here as I wrap up. So we would do like souped up rice. Did you guys ever do souped up rice? We would take rice and then you take a can of soup. It could be almost anything. It could be tomato. It could be a creamed soup. It could be, and then you're literally and you're using usually just the concentrate and adding very little water to it. And it's called souped up rice. That's what we would make. Anyway, I just made stuff up all the time. So when you guys tell me about the ways that you make things up, like how you take your orange pixie stick, we are friends. I'm telling you, we are friends. Let's have coffee. Okay, so the total body reset right here, the 6 pieces, the trio, the probiotic, the orange pixie stick for the visceral fat, and the gut primer, okay? these 6 together. You don't have to do all 6. You don't. If you want to just get your A1C down and you're like, I just want information on the trio, this is where I started, you guys. Don't feel like you're stuck in one thought process. You might be like, well, I'm not really sure. Like maybe I need to ask some questions. Somebody did this yesterday. She reached out and she goes, you told me I could ask questions. I'm like, perfect. Yes, she got into my messenger because that's what she needed to do, right? I love that because if you want something customized, let's customize, okay? But in general, as in terms of the total body reset, I want you to have a mindset, okay? Let's get you just a tiny bit of a mindset. When you do something like the total body reset and you are a registered customer and you are purchasing 150 or more every like months in a row, on your 3rd month, you'll get $75 erased from your order. So if you do December, January, and February, you're going to get $75 off right here in February. All of these are free shipping, but you'll get $75 off right here, okay? So 150 or more, and that's what's happening. In January, they're throwing in a bonus. Happy New Year bonus. When you start here in December, you're going to get 50 off in your January order, and you're still going to get 75 off in your February order. So do not miss out on this. And if you are already a current customer, don't worry about when your 75 is landing. It could land this month. The point being that in January, you're going to get that 50 off. Just be consistent. Don't miss a month in between, okay? You got your first $75 off today, Geraldine. Yay! I love that. I'm going to screenshot that. I love that so much. Yay! You guys text me and you tell me these things. And it makes me so happy because doggone it, nobody else will reward us for being consistent and taking a good health journey. It's so frustrating. I was reading this morning about the CGMs, and it's like, why aren't all CGMs allowed without a prescription? Why do you have to be diabetic in order to buy one? Now, I know you can now, finally. You can do Stello or Lingo I was looking at them on Amazon because I'm thinking about playing around with the Stello. Okay. But otherwise, like, why doesn't everybody have access? If this would help us out so much to know what's spiking our sugars. Somebody was like, yeah, man, when I eat beans, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. Because we're told one thing about beans, but they're really high in carbs. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. But anyway, so finally somebody's going to reward you for your journey. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't it feel good like you have control? It fires me up. Okay, so that's the total body reset. I'm going to show you where you can find everything. If you are the person that's like me, I'm the type of person, I don't need a lot of information. I'll go purchase if I have a gut feeling about something. That's me. It might be you. Some people want all the details. Perfect. I always want to make sure I give you all the details as much as I can. That's why I say, reach out to me. If you're a person who needs more details, more answers, don't sabotage yourself and then not ask. Ask. That's what I'm here for. Okay. But the reason why I show you like my site is because you might be like me. You might be like, well, just shut up and show me where to go. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. So this is, hold on. What did I lose? I thought I missed something. Nope, I'm good. Okay. So KirstenLiebelt.com, KirstenLiebelt.com. That's my first and last name, no space.com. Okay. And it's everywhere. It's on all of my profiles. It's everywhere. You'll see my face. Scroll up. 2 things I want to show you. Top button is just the trio. And if you go there, you're going to see a US link. Hold on. Tap. There we go. Tap on it. It says insulin resistance toolkit. This is under the trio button. Okay. USA, Canada. Okay. Just the trio, just those 3. And then you're going to see things like how to get into the Facebook group, sugar-free chocolate pudding, egg white bread, blah, blah, blah. Like you're going to see things there, okay, that are really helpful for you. That's the trio button. The last one is the total body reset button. That's what we just got done talking about. Okay. Now the trio is under $100. It is not going to get you free shipping, and it is not going to get you the customer campaign. Okay, just so that you're aware. I don't want you to like wonder why that didn't match up. So somebody who's like, well, I want the trio, but you know, I really am already taking a vitamin D3, K2, and I'm running out. You could add that. You might be like, oh, I already do take a fish oil and I'm running out. You could add that so that you're using anyway money. Okay, just to give you a little bit of tips and tricks on that. And then you'll just see like right under here above my picture, there's the magnesium. If you wanted to look at that, all of my contact information is down here. Okay, so super easy. And I do love that Sharon was saying that organic farming is so essential. Anna, good to see you. Thanks for jumping on and giving me hearts, Anna. I appreciate you. Good afternoon. So good to see you, Anna. And the reason why is this, and I don't even have to take long to explain this. If you have crops that are being grown, if you have plants that are being grown and they're being sprayed with glyphosate, and then they are dehydrating those plants and they're putting them into little capsules of some sort, like think about ashwagandha. It's a leaf, it's a plant, it's an adaptogenic herb. And then they are condensing it, concentrating it, and then you're ingesting it. Your liver is like, right? Because we don't want all those chemicals concentrated. It's a really freaking big deal. So everything that I talk to you about is off of organic farms and it's third-party tested. So they can't make up crap. They can't say something's on it that's not on it. That's not in it. Because third-party testing means that they take a bottle and they test every single pill in that bottle to make sure that one doesn't have only 10% of the active ingredient and one has 400% of the active ingredient. So I'm just telling you, like, these are big things for you to pay attention to, because I'll tell you right now that when you are standing at your pharmacy and you're getting your thing filled, your prescription filled, and you look over right there, all of those supplements that are on that list, that on that counter, guess who makes those? And I'm not going to say all of them because I haven't looked into all of them. Most of those are made by pharmaceutical companies. So if you think that they actually have, you know, I mean, they're probably not doing real organic farming plants, right? Same thing with this, all of these fermented greens. Do you want your greens coming off of farms that do not do organic farming? Do you want them sprayed? I know what you're going to say. Of course you don't. This is the most inexpensive way to eat something that's organic on that level every single day, in my opinion, of course. So, okay. Kim, I want to do the magnesium. I'm going to write that down. And then the CGM is Marilyn says, magnesium list. I want to write that down. Otherwise I might forget. Magnesium list. Okay. The CGM is a game changer. It's such a help in knowing what your body is doing with the food you eat. Then you can make a better choice in the foods we eat. So true, Marilyn. It's so true. You know, just think about that. Like if we just had information, sometimes it feels mountainous because we've really been duped. We don't get right answers, good answers, healthy answers, helpful answers when we go to the matrix because they're just not taught to teach us. They're not taught. Okay. It's not their wheelhouse. Their wheelhouse isn't supplementation. Their wheelhouse is pharmaceuticals. And so you can't really get great answers on a lot of stuff and it's frustrating. And so the other piece of the puzzle is I saw somebody say in a group this morning, does anybody have a good food plan? Because I've been given 2 of them, but both of them have about 150 carbs a day. And she's type 2. And sometimes that makes my heart go, oh, why are they giving such bad information? Why does this happen? We can talk about that another day. It's very disconcerting to say the least. And so what I will teach in the group next week, ditch insulin resistance for women. I wish I had a banner for that, but I don't think I do. I'm going to put it up right here. Ditch insulin resistance for women. Every month, we do a 5-day challenge, and it's our 31st one. If you want to get in the group, Please make sure, ditch insulin resistance for women. Please make sure that you give your email. There we go. That's the group right there. It's on the screen now for Facebook. We'll do our 31st challenge. We'll go through food ingredient trade outs. We'll talk about targeted supplementation as a deep dive. I don't know why that just did that. Oh, it has a timer on it. Fascinating. Any hoodle. I don't know why it has a timer on it. I'll have to fix that later. Sorry. But we will do a deep dive on supplementation, targeted. We will do all the food and all the good things. But I will tell you, this can help you so much, where you can be like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm going to take on December. I'm doing it. I'm going to do the total body reset, or I'm going to do, the trio plus whatever. I'm going to take on December, and I'm going to be in a different place in January. And whatever you take away from this challenge, that's free 99. Whatever you take away from it, you could implement it in December and do the best that you can. And then we'll do another one in January. Okay, we'll do another one in January. And that way you feel like you have people to walk with you. You feel like you have a journey that you can take, and you're like, doggone it, 2026 is going to be different this year. I am not going to end up the year not having reached any of my goals. Okay, so we'll talk about all of the testimonies of the people who have lost 45 pounds, 50 pounds, A1C's down, MRIs on fatty livers better, like scripts gone because of the base of the tree, and it's called insulin resistance. And when you can turn things around, doggone it, you can really enjoy your life and not be so scared anymore of all of these things. Anyway, all right, does anybody have any questions? Otherwise, we are going to jump off. I'm turning that timer off on my thing. There we go. Oh my gosh. I've never known that there was a timer before. That was a possibility. Sounds good. So anyway, okay. I will see you back here at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. And then in the group, starting on Monday, December the 8th through the 12th, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we're kind of going to jump from this pretty closely into the challenge. So they're going to be kind of back to back. Remember, all of these replays are on my Tuberuni channel, and all of the replays for the challenge will be up in the featured section of the group. So don't miss out. You guys, you can have a completely different December. Let's do it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you all so much. Have a really, really, really good day.